It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be better. I can't wait. Making my move. Live for the day. Sing like a bird. Fly like a plane. Come spill with me. Jenny D.
Hello, my beautiful people. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Spill With Me, Jenny D. And today, for Self-Care September, my guest is Natalie. Like, everything rhymes now.
Everything has an E.
Yes, everything has an E. And I'm so excited. We are here at Salt of the Earth in McMurray, PA. Lisa, the owner, I love her. And this is my home away from home. But Natalie and I decided, let's do let's go do the Salt Cave first. And then let's do our podcast because we're emphasizing self-care September. So Natalie, how do you feel today after we did the Salt Cave at Salt of the Earth? How do you feel?
Well, I feel wonderful. That if you've never done a Salt Cave or the Salt Cave here at Salt of the Earth, it's a must do.
Yes.
I feel great because I feel like I'm in the moment. Anything that I would have been thinking driving here has gone out the window. So I'm very present and I feel good.
You know what? I love that. And it's so true. You feel present like I do. My mind is clear and we're ready to sit here and just talk about how important self-care is for men and women. Yes. And, and as we age. But first, before we get into that, Natalie, introduce yourself to the listeners and viewers. Tell us, what's your title?
Let's see. What's my title? I'm Natalie Raitano.
Yes, lady.
I have a business in Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania called Superbodies by Nat. It's a boutique fitness gym with workout classes, sculpt classes. I do boot camps there. We have a yoga and stretch. So that's my present position in life right now. And I lived pretty much in some big cities in the past 20 years.
Natalie has such an interesting past. And I was Googling her. Can you say that?
Googling.
I can't say that fast.
Yeah. But wants to say.
But she doesn't know this, but Jenny D went to college here, of course, in Pittsburgh. It's like I don't leave Pittsburgh, but I went to Westminster College, small school, but I went in as a theater major and a broadcast minor.
Oh,
switched it to a broadcast major to a theater minor. But I wanted to be an actress.
Yes.
So we have an actress here, everybody.
Yeah. Well, to do what you do, you have to be able to act and be, present yourself. It's one and the same. And just because you're not
living, right?
Absolutely. And feeling out what the situation is in the moment and being able to kind of take control of it.
Yeah.
That's all being an actress. So you're still doing it.
Is that what you wanted to do when you were younger? You wanted to be an actress?
I think when I moved to LA, I used to always say, I'm going there to be a star.
Okay. That's what I always say too.
And I had several paths and did several things. I danced. I was in a girl singing group for several years.
Like an a cappella group or like a band?
Yeah. Back in the day, remember when En Vogue was in?
Yes.
Well, I was in a group called Breeze and it was a multiracial group. And they did an album once I went and did VIP.
Okay.
And they were signed to Overbrook, which is Will Smith's record label. But we sang for years. We pursued. We sang for Boys to Men.
Oh my God.
One time we sang for Boys to Men, and this wasn't Breeze. This was our first group. Girls groups, they women go in and out crazy because to get along is always the challenge. But at the very beginning, we sang for Boys to Men, and our manager brought us there. We went into their hotel room. We did it all a cappella.
Oh my God.
In all the harmonies. And we were almost signed by them.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Kind of what's that group's name? Oh gosh, come on. They're from England.
One Direction?
No, the women's group. Jesus, why can't Posh is in it? I think her name is Posh.
Oh, Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. Yeah. So you were kind of like the Spice Girls.
We were kind of like it, but we were really, our singers were very good. We wish that we could have had a Spice Girls career, but we were moving more towards kind of in Vogue or something like that.
How old were you when you were doing this?
I was about 28.
Okay. So this was like something that you like. So were you were in the women's group, and then what else were you doing? You were doing.
I danced. I did several things. I'm a true hustler.
Yes,
and I'm still one now.
I love that. Yes,
I got game.
You got that in your heart. When you have that in your heart, you're go, go, go.
I am like, okay, how can we make this work? How can we make that work? And that's the way I've always been. So when I was out there pursuing a career and trying to make my dreams come true, you have to work.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody thinks, oh my goodness, you have the life of luxury. I babysat. I was an assistant. I worked for my Uncle Joe, who is from Pittsburgh, who's the biggest commercial director, Joe Pitka, who did all the Michael Jordan commercials.
Oh my God.
He did Cindy Crawford commercial, that Pepsi commercial.
You're kidding
now,
me.
Britney Spears, all those big sports, they were either McDonald's, they were Pepsi, and I was a PA, and I just ran and did stuff for them all day and took the film to, like, we didn't have film like this then.
Yeah.
This is 25, 30 years ago.
Right.
So that was a job. And then I was doing fitness, teaching classes. I started at the desk. Then I started teaching classes. Then I would start personal training some of the people.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You had to. You had to do all this. And, I don't know. I don't know if it's different this day, but not that we had more time then, but I feel like that, I was doing all these odd jobs too, like just trying to get myself out there. And I started from like the rock bottom, with broadcasting. I was like the intern, and then, I went to like an assistant, and then I went to like a promotions assistant. But you have to work your way up. So now, did you love California?
I loved California when I lived there. I lived there almost 20 years.
Oh my God.
Then I moved to New York City with a company called Barry's Boot Camp.
Okay.
And worked there for 5 strong years. And
what is that, honey? Is that like a fitness kind of thing?
It's a fitness company. If you've heard of Soul Cycle, if you've heard of Orange Theory, Barry's is up there, if not right. I mean, it's the top.
Okay.
And we pioneered that from one studio, and now there's like 70.
Oh my gosh.
The world. I wasn't with them for the whole 70, but we did the first ones in New York. And then I moved back to Los Angeles. And when I moved back to Los Angeles, I did not like it. And that was before COVID, right before COVID.
Oh, right.
I was there for 3 years, and the state is a mess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the last time I moved back, which was right before COVID, I thought it's without a doubt beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot beat the weather out there. Beautiful beaches. It's beautiful.
Right.
But what's going on with the homeless is just like, you can't even believe. I would walk my dog and like have to walk over people, and they're openly doing drugs. It's just,
oh my gosh.
It really makes you feel so grateful to be in a nice small community like we live back here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Because you were born and raised in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Okay. So your family's from like the Mon Valley area. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I was reading that too.
I actually live one house away from where I grew up.
Do you? Yes. I love it. I know. I live in the
Mm-hmm.
South Hills. I never moved from the South Hills. So tell us now, so when you moved back, when did you like start doing your gym?
Well, what happened was after COVID, I moved back. I didn't even really pay attention to what COVID was. I thought it was a vacation.
Yeah.
Until I moved back, and my mom and dad both got it and almost died.
Oh my God.
Right at the beginning, my father was the first person in our community to get it. And then we were taking care of him. And, it's at the beginning, it was just exactly what it was. We were in our house like a plague.
Oh, yeah.
And then my mom started not being able to breathe. And they're in their 80s. So we all had it.
Right.
My sister, who has Down syndrome, had it. My brother lives around the corner, and thankfully he was the go-between of bringing food and talking to the hospital every day. But it was kind of like a big life-changing experience where something monumental happens in your life like that, and it changes your whole world.
Because it's the unknown. You're like, oh my gosh, could we die? Could we all die? Like, are we going to get this? I was washing my counters if my grocery bag was sitting on the counter.
Yes.
We became obsessed. Like, don't touch it, don't breathe on me, don't get away.
Everything was insane.
So when you came and you saw your parents, you thought, okay,
Well, we were all sitting there. My father came from Vail. And I came from Los Angeles.
Okay.
We all got in the car at the same time. The person who drove him to the airport had COVID.
Oh, no.
So he got it. Now, mind you, he's 85 years old.
Right.
Okay. And we were all kind of like caught up in the house. We were watching movies together. And I'm like, Dad doesn't look right. Yeah. And so, of course, we brought him over. He has it. He came home the next day. He should have. I'm glad I was in control taking care of him now. Right. Like, because it was just so life-changing. And then my mom got taken by the ambulance. And I thought to myself, is this the last time I'm going to see my mom?
Right.
And I just went into a place inside of me that is the strength of who I am, my being.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to faith this out because, it was on the TV, everybody dying. Exactly. And I said, we're turning it off. That's going off. And, my dad was like, if Mom doesn't make it, we need to talk about. I said, no, we don't.
Yeah.
We will talk about it if that happens. Until that happens, she's healing. And so are you. Let's go. I was like a trainer in my house.
You are a trainer.
I freaked out. I freaked out my dad because he was dead weight.
Yeah.
And I was like, in the middle of the night, one night, I go, you better get Raitano strong. We need to move. You have to eat every single morning when I come down here. And I was bonkers.
Thank God, though, because you did need that. Like our confidence in all of us, we were all feeling like, oh my gosh, like the world just really changed us. And, the same thing, during COVID, I was like, it was a wake up call. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
How am I helping people? How am I doing anything to, for me to think, okay, this could have been my last chance.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the unknown if you were going to get it and if it was going to affect you differently. But, you went in there and you took charge.
It was either that or fall completely apart.
Right.
And I was like, not having it. I said, we're getting through this. And of course I give it all up to God.
Yeah.
Because I really was like, I'm lean on the Lord.
Right.
Seriously. And it just, the whole experience. Well, first of all, going through that, I knew I needed to move back to Pennsylvania. Fitness had taken another turn in the business. You couldn't really go to a gym.
Right.
So I was just doing online classes.
Yes.
Started in my dad's garage, and there's a little boxing gym that one of the girls owns. She would come to my classes in my basement. Then I'd go to hers, and she was also a traveling nurse, and she wanted to give up the business. And my friend called. She goes, Nat, Bobby's selling her business, and I'm like, I want to take that spot.
Yes.
I said, my dad and I went over. They all healed up, praise God.
Yes.
And I said, I can't grow my business unless I have a gym. And I'm going to be here, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how it happened.
So how long have you had this gym now? When did you open it?
It will be 2 years on my 58th birthday.
You are so fabulous. Look at her.
So it was
she's like 30.
Well, let me tell you something. When people say that you can't start over, you can start over.
Yes.
You can start over at any age. I started from ground zero. When I came back here, I sold everything in Los Angeles that I could not send home. I rescued a dog from Vanderpump Dogs, all you housewives lovers out there. Took her, got on a plane, came back, and I was like, if I don't teach, because it's kind of like it's my passion, my purpose in life.
It's self-care too. Like it's your mind and your body. Like this is what you are meant to do.
Yes.
You are meant to help people, and you're meant to get into their heads and say, you can do this.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing with fitness, and I'm 52, so I'm up there, and I always feel like I can't go to the gym. I'm tired. My joints, everything hurts. My knees are bad, but we need people like you, Natalie, to say to us, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, get off your butt and do it.
It's just a matter of action.
Right.
If you had to go pick up your kids from school, you would do it, even if you were tired and your joints hurt and everything.
Right.
Fitness is something that you need to do. And like I always say, it's magic. It's like faith.
Yes.
It grows you strength from the inside. You get more self-confidence. You get self-esteem. It builds your spirit.
Yeah.
And
When I leave the gym, I always feel so much better. I'm like, okay, I can start my day now. You know what I mean? You do.
when you keep on doing, you end up like looking so much better on the outside. But it's just because we create who we are from what we see. And that comes from within our spirit and the way we look at ourselves. We have to see ourselves as the best version of ourselves.
Right.
And don't look back.
I love that because I am in that track too. I'm not looking backwards. I'm looking forward.
Because this is all I hear. I want to get my body back. No, you don't. You want to get the best version of where you're at right now, especially when you're in your fives or you're postmenopausal or you're going through that whole thing, which is what I originally started my business for.
Yes.
But now I'm doing boot camps and all these other things. And we're bringing step class back and everything.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I used to love step class and I would not put the risers on because I thought I'm going to trip. But I used to love that. That's the mentality that we have. And I feel like, I don't know if you agree with this, but because of all the stuff that's on social media now and all the things that are going on, you know, all the different pills that people are taking and all the different not easy, but you know, they're just injecting things into their body and not doing it like the way of going to the gym. What do you think about that?
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah.
Now, and what I say about injections, surgeries, any of that stuff, pills, whatever you're doing, you still have to work out.
Right.
You can lose weight, but if you don't build your muscle, you can't burn fat and you can't protect your body.
Right.
Every day you're aging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, if you can get that weight off, if you're overweight, and this is the only way you can do it.
You're diabetic.
Absolutely.
You got to do something.
Do it. At first I had a big attitude about it.
Right.
But then, you know, once I realized that this is like a jump start that can really change people's lives, like that could not lose that weight. Like, it's one thing to lose 10 pounds. When you're talking 30 and 40, you're on another level.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally and inside. So if you can get something that's going to help you get there faster, I'm fine with it. But you got to go to the gym.
Right.
You have to strength train. You have to use
get these shots and then say, oh, I can sit at home and eat potato chips and dip.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you always think like, oh, I want that quick fix. I want that, I want to lose. And, the number, and tell me what you think of this. Like when I don't like to go on the scale that much, I don't want to really look at the number. I kind of want to look at the way that my clothes fit.
Yes.
I told Natalie today, the listeners can't see this, but I said, I'm wearing my maternity pants, but they have like this elastic waist to them.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable. And I don't care.
Who's seeing it?
I know.
Are you wearing your crop top? No.
Maybe later. Maybe later.
It's like, listen, when you get older, your body changes and it's weird.
It is.
It's weird. I have never had any kind of stuff on my stomach, and I do, and I work out constantly. Mm-hmm. So not only do I have to watch my foods, but I have to accept that this is a different moment in time.
Right.
And be okay with it. And just like I said, I'm not going to look like I did when I was on TV with Pamela Anderson.
Right.
Just like I can only.
Wait, you were on TV with Pamela Anderson?
Yes.
She didn't tell us this. She just puts that in there.
Well, when I was on my TV show, for you people who do know, I was on a TV show. It was called VIP.
VIP.
And we were like Charlie's Angels. And we, everything was calf top. We were like,
We got to look that up now and send those pictures and show them.
Those were the times where you were like complaining about being a couple of pounds overweight and that you wish you were that pounds overweight now. But your body just changes as you get like, in 50s and menopause and all that kind of stuff. And it's very traumatic when it first happens. It's like, what is happening to me?
Right.
And
because you look in the mirror, you look at pictures and, sometimes your face gets fuller or, you get that excess weight and like especially when women are going through menopause, the whole stomach thing, you just feel like, what is going on? Why do I have this, excess weight in this stomach?
And you try and work out harder and it doesn't work.
No.
Because it stresses your body, which then releases the cortisol, and then you just get bigger.
Right. Yeah.
So when we're circling back around to self-care, I'm here to tell you that you can lose weight. And you can lose weight through working out and strength training and giving yourself that moment. Like the moms, my hats go off to you guys, because I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. So I don't know.
No stress.
I'm like, no,
Love your life.
I just go to work out all the time. But
no, you're providing a service for so many people.
And I'm very obsessed with it. Like, I love what I do. It's just it's my being. I love it. And
the passion is in your eyes. And I love that.
Yeah, I'm super into
because you're helping people. And then when you do see someone who has had a tough journey and they do accomplish, is it the best feeling or what, Natalie?
Let me tell you, when we talk about that moment of taking action,
yeah,
I have several people, like, I got to talk about my girl, Sandy, who is an amputee, who couldn't find people to train her and she wanted to work out.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I don't even know. Should you do physical therapy? I don't even know. And then I felt God go, train her like you train everybody else.
Yes.
And now she stopped personal training with me and she takes my classes.
Oh my gosh.
If she can get herself there, anybody can get herself there.
True.
She went back to the doctor. She got a good report on her body positioning. And it's just like that. It's that getting there.
It's that mindset, don't you think?
Yeah. It's a mindset.
Right. It doesn't, and I think that, I used to not like to go to the gym because I would go to like the bigger gyms and I kind of would compare myself, or I'd be like, oh my gosh, like frustrated, or I didn't know what exercise to do. Like, what do I need for me? So when you have people, that's what I love about it. Yours is basically like group personal training.
Well, and people do get nervous. Listen, when I go to a group fitness class I've never been to, I get nervous. Like, I don't compare myself to other people, but it just feel weird. People have been there already. They're friends there. Right. And I don't have that cliquey environment. I don't allow it in my place. If you're going to walk in, you're going to feel like you're at home. You're going to feel like you've been there every single day for the last month, and everybody will treat you like that. Because I don't like that kind of stuff. I've been doing this in gyms and group fitness for the past 20 years, and I know what people feel like. So I made sure that this is not my spot. If you get there and that's your spot. Right. But it ain't safe for you. Okay.
I know.
Calm it down. Like, get there.
Like, I do cycling. I do spin.
And you want to be in that one space. Right?
Sometimes I'm like, I want to be in the back. Like, I don't want her to see me. So I'm always like, darn it, I got to sit in the front row this time. But it's like you said, you have to be gracious to other people, because everybody's going into the gym or going into a fitness class, and we're all kind of feeling like that. I really need to get to that step or that next level. And sometimes you need people there going, come on, Jen, you can do this. Like,
yeah, I make sure if somebody comes in new, I'm like, this is her first time. This is Tammy. This is Tammy's like my ride or die. She also teaches for me.
Right.
This is Erica. This is Jill. The people that come all the time, like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And everybody always feels really good. But I want to touch on something else as far as self-care goes. Be careful what comes out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. Stop talking about what you can't do and start talking about what you're going to do and what you will do.
Wait, I love that.
But I don't let anybody say, oh, I can't do. Excuse me, do it and then tell me that you can't do it. Don't say that. Nobody's allowed to say I can't do something in my gym, because I will prove to you that you can. There's a modification for every single movement. You can progress it, or you can modify it, or you can do it at your pace.
Yes.
So there's a can in there, no matter what.
Say that again, Natalie, because I love that. So don't say you can't do something.
Don't say you can't do something. Start talking about how you will be doing it and how you're going to do it. Take the action of it. Like, say it. Mm-hmm. Just like you sat here a couple of minutes ago. I'm tired. My knees hurt. Like, I'm going to feel so much better after that class.
Yeah.
just getting in the car, get my coffee,
Yeah.
get over there. I'm going to do it. And in 45 minutes from now, which I've been talking about it for 45 minutes, could have worked out for 45 minutes.
Right.
You're going to feel like a different person when you walk out of that gym. Nobody ever doesn't have a good experience. Like you always feel better after a workout.
And everybody's at different levels. So do you make sure that you okay, because that's the thing. Like I compare myself. I'm like, especially in yoga, like I'm so unflexible now. I can't even like sit Indian style. Oh, can I say that?
I think you can. I would hope you can.
But I mean, I can't like cross my legs and sit when I'm in yoga. And I'm like, why can't I sit like that? Like it actually hurts.
Yeah.
Is it because I don't stretch enough?
Well, it's because you're not moving enough and you're not exercising enough and you're not doing that enough. Once you do it and you make it a part of your life, because it's like brushing your teeth. You have to do it. You want to feel it's fitting
into your life. You have to like
you gotta fit it in.
Yeah, fit it in. I like that.
And that's a part of caring for yourself that is hands down, definitely going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
It's just the anxiety about getting there. Once you're in it, you're done with it. You're not only doing your body a service, but you're doing your mind a service. You're in the present moment.
Right.
When you work out, we talk about going in the past is going to make you depressed. Getting in the future is going to make you anxious. You work out, you are forced because of breathing to be in the right now. Right. And the right now is where it all happens.
Be in the present.
That's where all the gifts happen.
Yes. I feel like I'm finally in the present. It's taken me this long in my life to realize, because I was running around kind of living everybody else's life. Mm-hmm. And, which I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, I love my children, my husband, but I never put myself as a priority in my health and my fitness and stuff because I always felt guilty. Yeah. Like, I got to do this. I got to run. I got to go to the mall. I got to get this for her and this. And I never sat down and said, wait a minute.
Can I have 45 minutes?
Right. Like, what am I doing for me? And now I'm like, I do yoga, I'll do spin, and it's.
I get it with the kids though. Yeah. I mean, my moms, they're like at soccer games and at dance class and football. And I'm like, I get how it's really difficult. And I have a lot of educators in my classes too, that they all had to go back to school and teach. And I try and, make the classes. I got the early mornings. I've got evening. When you own a gym, you have to focus on your community
and what your clients and
what they're doing. So
you make it like so that they have time to come, because that's the other thing is like, the one time they had yoga at 7:30 and I thought, I'm not getting up that early.
Yeah.
And then I thought, if I got up earlier and I would do this, then I could start my day. Like, then I could like begin what I'm doing and not have to like, you know what I mean? Like it's a mindset. And I love what you said.
Even if you do it, like give yourself, be great for 4 times a week, but at least 3.
Right.
At least 3 and walk. But you walkers out there, hate to break it to you, not enough.
No, I knew she was going to say that. I walk my dog.
I'm sorry.
And I don't really work up a sweat. So should I be okay, so.
You should be strength training and resistance training, because as we get older, as women, we lose estrogen. That's the thing that gives us the muscles. Okay. Now we're losing it because it's just our life. And you got to repeat on the muscle.
Okay.
Get that through. But weights, I'm not saying that you have to go and lift 20-pound weights. We lift 8s, 10s, 5s, wherever you're at. But you're repeating on that muscle. And those muscles are going to protect your bones. They're going to keep you standing up straight, and they're going to burn fat.
Wait, I just noticed
I was going to burn fat.
I was like, oh shoot, she said stand up straight. I am standing up straight. But no, you're right. So the muscle tone that we have lost, we need to like regain that again.
Yeah. And you have to do it through repetition,
right?
Yes.
Like, okay. So I haven't rode a bike in a long time, and I did fall when I was in Myrtle with my friends. They laughed at me. But anyway, that's another story. But you're right. Your mindset, your body, you have to retrain it. Because you think, oh, well, I can't do the same things I did because I'm in my 50s now. So I need to just,
you're right. You can't do the same thing. You have to
modify.
It's not even modifying. It's just working out for the moment in your life. And Anybody can lift a 5-pound weight, a 3-pound weight. And when you build up, you lift an 8-pound weight. And when you get past an 8-pound weight, you lift a 10-pound weight. And it will happen. I see it all the time in all my classes. And most of my women are in their 50s.
Working
One
out
of my
in the
instructors
moment
is-
of your life. I love that.
Yes.
Did you guys hear that? Working out in the moment of your life. The moment. Don't think about, like you said, don't stop thinking about the past. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't even think about the future. Be present. Work out. Do your thing. So when we say self-care, Natalie, and somebody's listening and they're like, and they're having a hard time, and
I'm sure I'm going to get like some pissed off about, about the walking. Sorry, but
no, it's true though. It's true.
I'm a straight shooter.
Yeah, and it's not like you're making it. This is the truth. When you're walking, that's not going to cut it. Especially when you're walking with a friend, and sometimes I'll have my coffee, and I'm like, I'm really not doing. To me, that's a different kind of self-care. That's more of like, let's just chitty chat. But you can do that sitting down somewhere. But when you're walking, you want to do what, 20 minutes or 40 minutes of fast pace? Yeah, walking.
Walking, like power walking.
Power walking.
I mean, 20 to 30.
20 to 30?
I think, and get the arms into it, and maybe carry there's some wrist weights too.
Yeah.
If you have a strong back, you can use those, and really lifting up high, walking heel toe. And
right.
I'm not saying, I love to do walks too. And I think it's great to add that to your curriculum, but you have to strength train and resistance train to get results.
And when you say resistant training,
bands.
Oh,
little booty bands, long resistance bands.
Oh, my bands. I didn't even think about it.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking walk briskly, weight train, and also do.
I think people get scared when you say weight train.
Yes.
Because they think like, oh my goodness, I got to go in the gym and like start using the machines. By the way, I've tried to learn them. I don't. You got to think of your primary muscle groups. There's two things to think about. Your primary. So you got a bicep curl.
Yes.
Behind that, you got your triceps. You kick it back. You got your shoulders.
Right.
You have your core muscles. You have your glutes, your quads. Those are your primary muscle groups.
Right.
Lunges, squats. Like we've been doing these things all of our lives. But the other important thing is the little muscles around your joints that don't get worked out. I have a thing in my class I call summer arms.
Oh, God, I call bingo.
We hold them out here
like
for a bunch of times.
2-pound weight.
We use 2-pound weights. Some of my overachievers use 3, and we do
the straight arm,
arm and circles, and we do that for about a couple of minutes straight.
Oh, I love that.
So everybody knows I'm like, pick up your 2s, time for summer arms.
Yes, I love that.
Those are things that, when you do planks and balances, they're engaging your little muscles that surround the joints that need to be worked as well. That's going to support you and keep you strong and keep you out of injury.
Right. Now, the one other thing I wanted to ask you, metabolism. So as we get older, our metabolism slows down. So if we're doing all this workout, we can't go home and just open up a big bag of chips and start eating because I worked out. Well, I'm trying to get some chips in here.
Truth be told, you're talking to somebody who this past year, I gained 10 pounds. And it's because of my eating.
Right.
You have to put... They go hand in hand. And I get really mad about it's 80% diet. No, it isn't. It's both. You got to do
like
both.
50-50.
No, you can't go home and eat chips because I would love to.
Yes.
And Lay's potato chips are my favorite. I am on a 6-week, during this boot camp, there's 20 of us. We've a bunch of us have given up stuff. So my other girl who does my tech, we're not allowed any snacks. No chips, no popcorn, no pretzels. And I'm going to tell you, also, I'm a wine drinker. Everybody knows it.
So am I.
No wine during the week. I like wine.
I can handle that. I can handle no wine during the week.
I am handling it. I don't love it. But I want to tell you, this was the first week of boot camp, Monday through Friday. I am telling you, I felt so much better just by eating better, just by not having, it's like putting bad gas into your car tank.
It's so true. It's, and I, as I the thing is we don't look at the ingredients, which is so terrible. Like I should be like sometimes I bought like my son is a football player. And so like I want to kind of make sure that he's eating all the right things and thinking about stretching. Like these athletes, kids, you know, girls and boys, they should be stretching and doing like yoga. They should be
definitely. They need to be doing a lot. These kids that are having surgery so young, it makes me so upset because these people are not training them. They need to work on all of their muscles, everything, planks, like really engaging those little muscles that are going to protect you.
Right.
But a lot of times they just don't.
I know that is so important. And it's, you know, and that's like you said about the food. Like I feel like I have to retrain myself to eat better.
Yeah.
I can't look at that and be like, oh, it says less fat or it says less salt, you know, like nuts or, you know, anything that you're buying. And it's like, oh, so that must be better for me. But then you don't look at the ingredients and see all that corn. Is it cornstarch? The one that's like,
it's just all the corn syrup and all that stuff. But I'm a foodie. I like eating.
Italian.
100%. I don't diet. I don't prescribe diets.
I hate that word.
I tell you, eat less of the thing you're eating the most of. I am telling you, it's always like a thing. Like for me, I drink too much wine. That by the end of the week, those are empty calories that add up. I'm eating sugar, right? More sugar.
Right.
So if you're somebody that is always having to have a dessert, try not having the dessert for a week. You will see a difference.
Okay. Because I'm
eat less of the thing you're eating the most of.
Okay.
Don't go on a diet.
No, I hate that because if you, like somebody's, you know, you deprive yourself of something, it makes you miserable.
I've been dieting forever.
I know. I tried this, this cleanse. Oh my gosh. No coffee. Okay. Let me tell you something. No. Okay. You would have not wanted to be around Jenny D because I was miserable.
Yes.
I'm like, why am I giving up the one thing I love to drink is coffee? And now sometimes I do like my pumpkin spice lattes.
Absolutely. And you should have them once a week.
Right. Once a week. Oh, shoot.
Or two.
She called me.
Just not every day.
Damn. Every other day.
I know. I mean, I'm so mad about the no gingerbread lattes. I'm like, like those were my favorite.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Gingerbread
lattes when it became Christmas
time. Oh, I love that. Listen, we could talk about this stuff and what the thing. So Natalie, if somebody wants, do you do personal training or if they want to come to your gym, do you have any advice or can you give them your website or anything like that? Like, do you do any like personal training?
Just get to me and I'll do the rest.
Okay.
I meet you where you're at.
So give us your website.
So I'm at superbodiesbynat.com.
Okay. Bynat.com. Okay.
I'm on Instagram.
You're on all the socials.
Natalie Raitano Fitness. I'm on TikTok. Natalie Raitano. Everything's Natalie Raitano. I really haven't been exercising my Twitter because it's
Twitter's hard for me too because I don't really get the views and the followers on that. But I am
Facebook.
Facebook's a big one too because we're looking. You know, you're trying to find a demographic area, and the one thing I do feel, and that's why I'm so glad that we talked about this, is that we do get a certain age and we say, I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to do that. I can't. And I'm so glad you said that today, Natalie. You really opened up my eyes to say, you know what, stop making excuses. Stop saying I can't.
Well, I'll share something with you as an instructor and living out my purpose. I'm a teacher, but you guys teach me every day. And there were things that I thought I couldn't do anymore. And when I did my first boot camp and I'm doing burpees and running across my floor at 57 years old, I'm like, oh, but you can.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think I could, but I could.
Right.
And doing it taught me that I could.
Yeah.
So
you're right. You got to do it.
It's never too late.
It's never too, that is my motto too. It's never too late to start something.
Meet yourself where you're at and move.
Right.
That's it.
Right. I mean, like you said, if you walk briskly, like maybe that's what you want to do and that's where you're at in your life right now. Or if you can't get on a bike or, you know, do you have like the treadmill and all those things?
I don't have anything like that. It's just, I provide like
more of the weights
and bands. And
right. Because the cardio, actually, if you think about it, right, if you're doing burpees and stuff, you're getting your heart rate going.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you need to be, right?
I could give a class with zero equipment and we'd be like sweating our butts off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things.
It's about moving.
Moving.
Move your butt.
Move your butt. I am so glad I got to meet you. So we met at the Women in Leadership conference and conference series. And I was so excited that Leanna like introduced me to you. And we've
been talking about it for so long.
Yeah.
I have to meet her. I want to be on.
Yes. I mean, I just feel, and we just have that energy when you meet somebody and you're just like, you know what? I want to showcase this woman because she is incredible. Like she just has such a great presence about her.
Thank you.
And you're just so warm and welcoming. And I'm going to have to try your class.
Oh, you will.
Oh, yeah. She'll be like, Jenny,
you're coming.
Get down and give me 10.
She'll be there.
We should actually videotape it. We might have to do that for you guys. If you want to see that, I should have like a.
Oh, I have my ideas.
Oh no, here we go. But no, thank you so much for taking the time today to just sit with me and talk about self-care September, because it is just so important, not just for our outside, but our inside.
Yes. And that's where people really need to know that fitness hits you in the inside the most.
Right. Because you feel so much better.
You do.
Up leaving there. Thank you, babe.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. I really loved it.
Thank you, Lisa, for Salt of the Earth.
Thank you, Lisa. We love Salt of the Earth.
Yes. So thank you. And we're upstairs of the Salt Cave right now, videotaping our podcast. So thank you, Lisa and TJ. And this was another episode of Spill with me, Jenny D.
Spill with me, Jenny D.
And Natalie. Take care. Bye.
Come spill